We're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our live preview of the final T20 between India and England. I mean, in my opinion, this is a preview of the World Cup final, of the T20 World Cup final that's going to happen in India in October, November. Zahid, do you agree or disagree?
Uh, I would disagree. I think one half of the
Oh,
final.
okay. I know for some reason you believe that England are favorites, and then
Yeah,
everyone else is way behind,
yeah,
all bunched up together. But I disagree with that. I think both England and India are favorites, and then you've got the other teams like
yeah,
Pakistan, West Indies, Australia, New Zealand, kind of just
yeah.
behind them. Afghanistan, who are looking really, really strong. So yeah, lots of competition, but hey, that's my opinion. I guess our audience can
Yeah,
can let us know if they agree or disagree. Whether they think that India and England are the favorites for the T20 World Cup
yeah, yeah. I
final.
mean, you can argue this is a 85-90% strong India side. It's not fully full strength, and they're still
Fair
giving England
enough.
a good
Yeah,
run for their money.
I guess I
So,
guess especially in the bowling department, you
yeah,
have Bumrah missing, you have Ravindra Jadeja missing, who can add to the
yeah,
bowling, batting, and fielding.
yeah,
India have been terrible in the field so far, especially
yeah,
Captain Kohli. He's dropped quite a few catches.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, with the inclusion of Jadeja, that aspect can improve. And obviously the
yeah,
fact that, you've got a spare bowler and you don't
yeah.
have to rely on Hardik Pandya, hold your breath, hold your breath in and see what Hardik Pandya is going to bowl. You don't have to
Yeah.
do that because you can fall back on Jadeja.
There is. Yeah. Well,
So I
speaking of
think
Pandey, he was pretty good in the fourth
he was
T20.
really good.
He won it for them pretty much, So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, 4 over 16 for two. Those are just incredible
exactly.
figures. Where some of the other bowlers got hammered, especially Sundar
Yeah.
and Shardul Thakur. Not so much to
Yeah.
the end, but the first couple of overs that Thakur
Yeah.
bowled. But yeah, I mean, look, just a couple of things to say. England, we know some of their starting players, the likes of Bairstow, Roy,
Yeah.
Butler, Morgan, Archer, and Rashid and Mark Wood. You've got seven starters who are
Yeah.
absolutely spot on. They're really, really good players and they're
Yeah.
very, very strong. But then I think England have to work a little bit on their support players.
Yeah.
So the likes of Jordan, who the second spinner slash all rounder is going to be, Sam
Sam
Curran versus
Curran. Yeah.
Moeen. What about David Malan? Is he good
Yeah.
enough, especially in Indian conditions? So I think
Yeah.
that's where England have got to focus on, and also a
Yeah.
little bit on their bench strength because I don't think they've got a very strong bench strength when you compare it to India.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd really like to see England playing Sam Billings today. So I'd like to see them go with all in with Roy, Bairstow, Butler, and then Morgan at four. Morgan has been batting at 6 and 5. I don't know why.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
sent Stokes before him in the previous game.
yeah,
Morgan 4, Stokes 5, and Billing 6. I think that probably is, you kind
uh,
of have a very aggressive
yeah,
top three.
yeah,
And if things, you lose early wickets, then you have Morgan and Stokes who can kind of play in both gears, and Billings also.
yeah. Agreed. I mean, that's a fair point. I think England's batting, apart from David Malan, this is my
Yeah,
opinion, right? It's slightly
yeah,
different from yours. I think England's batting, apart from David Malan, is pretty much set in stone. This is my
yeah,
opinion. Sam Billings is a very good backup, if you like, but I think there is good merit in batting Bairstow at four, especially in Indian conditions. He is
yeah,
England's best player to spin, and ever since he's actually moved down there, moved to number four, his numbers
yeah,
are phenomenal. He scored 200 runs at a strike
yeah.
rate of 150, so he's
True.
right up there. And then the other thing is Morgan batting at six.
Yeah,
Again, I think it kind of works there. All of this is because of matchups, right? I know we talked in
yeah,
one of our previous episodes. We talked about how the advent of data
yeah,
in T20 cricket has allowed players to pick when to
yeah,
send themselves in, when to maximize their resources. So this is a
yeah,
very good example of doing that. Morgan is very, very good against seam. He's a very
yeah,
good starter against seam than
yeah,
as compared to spin. If he had to
yeah,
bat at 4-5, he was probably coming in like the 10th, 12th over when the opposition's best spinner's bowling, and
yeah,
it takes him some time to start. but against medium pace or seam, if he comes in the 15th, 16th over, he's quick off the blocks.
Yeah,
So I think that's why Morgan at 6 and Bairstow at 4
yeah.
works for England.
I think if Bairstow can bat through a bat deep, then that makes sense. But
Yeah,
I think the issue England faced while chasing in the fourth T20 was when you have Stokes, Morgan, Sam Curran in the kind of finishing
yeah,
middle order.
yeah,
Then when you have someone like Thakur bowling those off cutters who then move away,
yeah,
then you need a left right combination, which is what Archer did when he came in. He hit those slower balls for
yeah,
six. So
yeah, yeah. True, true.
because it was right in his arc. Whereas
Yeah,
you saw Butler, you saw Stokes and Morgan both getting out caught in the deep to
yeah.
that ball just because the boundary was longer on that side and
Yeah,
they kind of couldn't connect. So that's
true.
the other thing. Okay, Thakur is a very he's improved a lot as a
Yes.
death bowler.
Yeah,
And at times you have to play him like a fast spinner because he does bowl
yeah,
those cutters 3 or 4 times in
yeah.
an over,
True, true.
which is difficult for left-handers. I think that's one thing I think that Sam Billings gives England. He gives
Yeah,
some a left-right balance. If Johnny
fair
Bairstow
enough.
bats through, then yeah, I think it's fine.
I,
But
honestly, I think what could potentially be done is you could potentially have Ben Stokes bat up the order
yeah,
at number 3 in place of Malan, and then have Sam Billings bat at 5,
yeah,
which
true.
gives a good cushion between Bairstow and Morgan at 6. I think
Yeah,
that might potentially be a way to go. Or the thing that I've been saying from ages, bring Joe Root back. You
yeah,
bring Joe Root
true.
back at number
Yeah,
3, let him bat the way he does,
yeah,
and you've got hitters around him, and that should be
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
I mean, the thing that the left-handers do give you on the flip side is, if Chahal hasn't had the best series, that's partly
Yeah,
because the
yeah,
left-handers have gotten after him.
yeah,
Rahul Chahal had an okay game. He did get hit for a couple towards the end.
yeah.
So so that it is that balance, and that's why you need a left hand and right hand combination
True,
because you
true.
have
I
that
mean,
balance.
yeah. I mean, these are all hypotheticals because
Yeah,
if we think about the game, I think England are going to go unchanged.
yeah,
That's the reality,
probably.
isn't it? That's the
Unchanged
reality.
11, but maybe some fine tuning in the batting order. Morgan at 6, I don't know.
I personally, I think they're going to stick with that just because the stats are backing them up. And
Yeah,
like we've said, T20 has now become a very
yeah,
stats-driven
yeah.
game. So I think that strategy with Besto at
Mm,
4 and Morgan 6, I don't think they'll change that. But let's
yeah.
see, let's see, let's see how it goes.
What
Weirder things have happened in
what do you
cricket.
think India will do? Will KL Rahul play?
Um, I think India will go unchanged.
Yeah,
I think India will go unchanged as well, given that they've just won the game. So yeah, I think they'll go unchanged. What I would like to happen, that's a different
yeah,
thing, right? It
yeah,
would be great for Ishan Kishan to get another go.
yeah,
Maybe for Ishan Kishan to open in place of
yeah,
Rahul, right? With Surya Kumar Yadav still batting at 3, right?
yeah,
I think that just gives India a very, very dynamic batting lineup.
yeah,
um, and it kind of gives empirical evidence to what Kohli
yeah,
was saying at the beginning of the series, that India will bat aggressively. But
yeah,
but I think if you have Kishan and Surya Kumar there, then they are then able to bat aggressively.
yeah. So you
I
wouldn't
think
drop Rahul, you'd rest him, right?
I'd obviously rest him. There's no dropping a guy like KL Rahul. I mean, I think he's got a lot of goodwill and a lot of
Yeah,
performances in the bank for him to be
yeah,
dropped permanently.
yeah,
So certainly I think having Kishan open with Surya Kumar at 3, that's what I'd like to happen,
yeah,
and no other changes in the lineup. Whether I doubt that will happen. I think India will just go in with the same unchanged 11.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It'll be
mean,
interesting. It'd be
sorry, go
good.
on.
I
You were
mean,
saying,
it was good that India won the way they won it because they won it batting first.
yeah, true.
Uh, but the secret formula to that was not India's brilliance. It was more because Kohli was injured and Sharma was captain. That's my theory.
Well, you know, we'll agree to disagree on that. I mean, I have always said yes, Rohit Sharma is the better limited overs captain, but
Yeah,
it's too late to make a change now. And you could argue that fair enough. Kohli was off the field and Sharma took over, and India, well, the momentum changed, and it was
yeah,
because of Sharma. But no, I disagree with that. I think that's too spurious. Like 4 overs right at the end,
yeah,
difficult to say. But yeah, no, I do agree that Rohit is a better captain, but it's too late to make a change now.
Yeah.
And just one quick point on India's bench strength. We've talked about it to death since
Yeah.
the Australia series and during the Australia series, but man, just Surya Kumar Yadav, Ishan Kishan scoring 50s the first time that they're
Yeah.
batting in international cricket. That's incredible. Um, even Rahul Chahar, I think he did a pretty good job. He
Yeah.
certainly was better than Chahal, right? Certainly was better than Chahal.
Yeah.
4 overs, 35 for two. That's a
Yeah.
much better return than 4 overs, 40 for one.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
True.
I just
True.
think that India's bench strength
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
absolutely
I
flying.
mean, that is exactly, and maybe in ODIs that probably matters slightly more. I think in T20s because, and this is my theory of why England are clear favorites, is because they have the strongest 11. India might have a stronger squad, but England just
Yeah,
have six, seven, eight players who on their day can take the game away from you.
fair enough. I think
Uh,
I
and
think I think if India have the likes of Bumrah and Jadeja back,
yeah,
then the
then
equation might change.
yeah,
But I think currently, I would kind of agree that maybe England do have, in terms of first 11 players, they do have
yeah,
better players. But India have surprised, right? Ever since
yeah,
the Australia series, with players that have played, they've surprised.
yeah,
So
no doubt.
expect some fireworks from Kishan if he plays. Surya
Yeah,
Kumar Yadav, I think he'll definitely play. And the one I'm looking forward to is Rishabh Pant. Rishabh Pant has
yeah,
had a good amount of batting
yeah,
time in the last 4 T20s, right? And he's done pretty well, right?
yeah.
But I think it's now time for him to go berserk like he does in the
Yeah, I think
IPL.
he's
And I
done
think
30s and
this is it.
35s of 20, but he needs to
Yeah,
get like
20s
60,
and 30s.
70.
Yeah,
He needs a
he needs
60,
to get
70 at
he needs
least.
to get a 50 or 30, 20 or 30 balls, and then that will cement his place in the batting
Yeah.
order.
He needs that. What he did in the IPL, like 75 of 27 or something like that.
Something, yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah,
The game that you went to
but
watch.
yeah, the day that I went to watch the game live, that was
Yeah,
Mumbai versus Delhi.
yeah,
But even not that, even if he gets a good 50 of 25, 30
yeah,
deliveries, that's good enough. He
yeah,
he bats because he bats in that crucial period,
yeah,
right at the
yeah,
end, in the last 5 8 overs, 5 to 8
yeah,
overs. you know if he scores his runs quickly, even if he does a 40
yeah,
of 15 deliveries, that
yeah.
could have a huge impact.
With one reverse sweep to Mark Wood over for a slip for six.
That'll be awesome. He's got Anderson.
150,
So far he's
150
got
Ks.
so far he's got Anderson and Archer. Yeah, so far he's got Anderson and Archer. One, the best test bowler in the world, and two, one of the fastest bowlers in the world. Now, can he get it off the fastest bowler?
Yeah. Be
That'll be
good to see that.
interesting to see.
Final final word. Final word. Who
So
do you think is gonna win?
predictions.
Uh
India. I'm
the
going. I'm
chasing
I'm going with
the
three
team
two
that
to
wins
India.
the team that chases.
No,
um
I don't think with the duck broken. I
yeah.
think I think now teams have got an idea of how to bat first.
Yeah.
So maybe the toss is less of an issue.
I'll
Yes,
go
but
I'll
if
go
if the team that if
yeah,
the team that bats first but ends up scoring 150 or 160, then they've lost. If you know
of
what I
course.
mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
I'll go with
The
England.
team that bats first, you're
I'll
going to
go
go
with
with
England
England.
just because of the pattern, and I predicted England to win 3-2 in the initial
Yeah,
in our
you're
predicted
sticking to
series.
your original prediction. I'm sticking to
Yeah.
my original prediction.
Yeah.
Cool. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that discussion. And as always, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And do let us know in the comments. I mean, do you think Rohit is a better captain than Virat? Do you think it's time
Oh.
maybe for India to make that change? Is it too close to a World Cup for them to make that change? And do you agree or disagree with Zahid that England are favorites, India not so much? Do let us know in the comment section. Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you. Thank you.